There is a stillness deeper than silence, a strength gentler than force, a wisdom older than words, and it is in you. It has always been in you, waiting patient as the stars, unmoved by fear, unafraid of death. This stillness is your true nature. The sages of Greece saw this clearly. Plato taught that the soul longs to return to the realm of the forms, to the eternal, to the perfect, to the good. But while it is here, it must cleanse itself through philosophy, through discipline, through love of truth. Let your soul rise through right action. Let it ascend through noble speech. Let it sharpen through reflection, through the refusal to be ruled by appetite or opinion. Too many live with borrowed thoughts, with second-hand beliefs, echoing the crowd without ever listening to the still voice within. But you must be different. You must live as though every day were a scroll being written, a sacred record of how one soul met its destiny. Do not waste time. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you think, say, and do. You are mortal. Yes, but what you do with this breath, with this choice that belongs to eternity, let your breath be filled with intention. Let your words be the fruits of meditation. Let your steps reflect a path walked with care. Let no moment pass unnoticed. Let no opportunity for virtue be lost to distraction. What is courage? It is not the absence of fear. It is standing firm in the face of fear, saying, "This may hurt, but it will not break me. This may be heavy, but I was born to carry it. This may cost me, but I will not trade my soul for ease." And what is wisdom? It is not simply knowing. It is knowing what to do, and doing it without hesitation, without complaint, without needing applause. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So build your days like temples, brick by brick, with attention, with resolve, with the sacred aim of honoring the divine within you. Turn your gaze inward, not to retreat, but to realign, not to escape, but to strengthen. The soul is not shaped by what happens to it, but by how it responds. Let grief make you tender. Let trials make you wise. Let loneliness draw you closer to the eternal. Let every loss reveal what truly matters. And when you feel alone, remember that you are never truly alone. For every philosopher who has walked this earth walks with you in spirit. Their words live in your silence. Their courage burns in your struggle. Their wisdom waits for you in quiet moments. So walk the path, not to be great, but to be true, not to be remembered, but to be real. And in that truth, in that simple, steady, honest devotion, you will find peace that nothing can take. There comes a time in every life when the soul demands more than comfort, when ease becomes a prison, and the only way forward is through the fire, not around it, not away from it, but through it. For the fire does not come to destroy you. It comes to refine you. As Heraclitus taught, the path up and the path down are one and the same. Struggle and clarity, pain and purification, they are not opposites, they are companions, walkers of the same sacred trail. Do not curse the fire. Thank it, for it has come to show you what cannot be burned. It has come to reveal the gold beneath the ash, the truth beneath the illusion. Within you lives something no storm can shatter, no flame can consume, no loss can erase. It is your essence. It is your reason, your logos, the divine order of your soul. The Stoics believed in aligning with that logos, that inner compass that speaks in moments of stillness, that whispers, "Do what is right, even when it is hard. Speak what is true, even when it is costly. Live with virtue, even if no one is watching." Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." So examine, not to judge, but to understand, not to condemn, but to awaken. Trace your thoughts back to their roots. Find which are planted in fear and which grow from wisdom. Let your actions flow from your center, not from reaction, not from emotion, but from reason tempered by love, discipline guided by clarity. What is freedom? Not the ability to do what you please, but the power to choose what is best, to be unmoved by insult, untouched by praise, unafraid of solitude, because you walk with the eternal when you stand at the crossroads, and you will. Again and again, do not ask, which road is easier? Ask, which road makes me truer? Which road brings me closer to the life I was born to live? For you were not born to drift. You were born to steer, to choose to act, and in those acts, to shape your character, and through your character, shape your destiny. This is the sacred rhythm of becoming thought to word, word to action, action to habit, habit to soul, and soul to the world. Each day is a seed. Each choice is water. Each moment, a chance to grow toward the light. Do not fear how far you have left to go. Rejoice that you have not given up. Do not regret how long you wandered. Give thanks that you have awakened. Now begin again as many times as it takes until your life becomes a mirror of your soul, and your soul becomes a reflection of truth itself. There is a rhythm to the cosmos, a music too quiet for the ears, but not for the soul, a harmony that governs stars and rivers, mountains and hearts. It whispers through all things. You are not separate from the order. You are part of the design. As the Stoics saw, nature does nothing in vain, and if you were born, then you were born for something, not for comfort, but for contribution, not for applause, but for alignment, not to take, but to become. So begin again to listen to the deep voice within that does not shout, but simply knows, the one that speaks without words, but with certainty, the one that does not flatter, but frees. That voice tells you, you are here to grow, not in the shallow way of success, but in the eternal way of character, not in status, but in strength, not in gold, but in grace. And when you suffer, and you will do not waste it, let it teach you, let it carve space in your heart, so that compassion may enter. Let it break the shell, so that the light within may rise. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So do not flee your obstacles. Face them. Let them show you the strength you never knew you had, the patience you never practiced, the courage you forgot was yours. In every hardship, ask, what is this teaching me? What virtue is being born in me through this fire? How can I grow, not bitter, but better, not smaller, but stronger, not harder, but wiser? You are being forged, not in the fire of comfort, but in the furnace of purpose. Every struggle, a sculptor's tool, every trial, a lesson in divine disguise. Do not envy the easy path, for it makes weak legs and hollow hearts. Give me the road that tests my soul, that awakens my will, that strips me of illusions and leaves only what is true. That is what you must become. A soul made of truth, unshaken by storms, unbroken by pain, unmoved by the noise of the world. A soul rooted in eternal things, virtue, wisdom, love, discipline, courage. You will stumble, but you will rise. You will weep, but you will still walk. You will doubt, but still decide. You will fall, but not stay fallen. For greatness is not the absence of falling, but the certainty of rising again and again, not because you are perfect, but because you are devoted to the good, to the just, to the eternal. This is your path. This is your fire. This is your becoming. There comes a moment when the soul must choose, not between good and evil, but between comfort and courage, between silence and speaking truth, between drifting and becoming. The ancient philosophers knew this, that life is not merely to be lived, but to be examined, to be sculpted like marble, chiseled into meaning, one choice at a time, one act of will at a time, one moment of virtue at a time. You were not made for ease. You were made to carry light into the dark, to hold fast when others fold, to walk alone if truth demands it, to sow honor where others chase gain. Socrates stood trial, not for crime, but for conscience. He drank the hemlock, yet lives forever, because he chose the good over the convenient, the eternal over the immediate. And so must you. You will be tempted to compromise, to conform, to sell your soul in small pieces, but each time you choose truth over comfort, you grow invisible wings. You become what the world quietly aches for, a person of unshakable integrity. Let your actions not be noise, but music. Let them be a harmony with the cosmos. Let them reflect a life tuned to something greater, wiser, purer. The Stoics remind us that control lies not in the world, but in the will. You cannot command the sea, but you can command your vessel. You cannot stop the storm, but you can trim your sail. You cannot change fate, but you can change how you meet it. This is your strength. The inner fortress, built not with stone, but with discipline, clarity, and conviction. Every morning you awaken, you are offered a choice, to be distracted or to be devoted, to react or to respond, to repeat or to rise. You must not wait for permission. You must not hope for signs. The sign is you. The call is already within. The time is always now. Rise with intention, speak with purpose, act with honor, forgive with wisdom, give without expectation, stand firm without pride, love without fear. That is the path, that is the way. And when you fall short, do not despair. The gods do not demand perfection, only persistence, only sincerity, only the steady turning of the soul toward the good. Let that be your compass, not the praise of others, not the noise of the crowd, but the silent yes within that says, this is right, this is noble, this is worthy of the life I have been given. Do not forget, the gods gave you reason, not to calculate gain, but to discover wisdom. They gave you breath, not merely to exist, but to inspire, to awaken, to serve. You are the myth being lived now, the legend unfolding in quiet acts of courage, the light flickering in the human storm. Guard it well, fan it with discipline, feed it with truth, and walk on, always walk on. If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.